Okay, welcome everyone. It's still the voice of GWNFX, the chief analyst of GW Trading. Okay, we have been here doing all the magic for more than 3 years now. Okay, I decided to come online to actually share my ideas about 3 years ago. All right, and I still want to try and do more. All right, in probably assisting one or two to actually becoming successful in the business of trading. Okay, I would want to start today's webinar by showing you a lot of things that are happening here in the market. We'll be looking at quite some indices, and from last week we spoke about those rise actually still continuing even after this drop because of the report from the COT data we had, and no dairy setup actually coming into the market. So at the moment, we actually had some beers actually coming in from this zone into the market, but then we are still behind or below the structures, but everything looks bullish. So probably if we might have a bullish setup or dairy setup, rather we might look to short, but at the moment everything looks bullish. So I think a lot of things happened last week. Okay, from Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, this was actually Wednesday high. We actually saw those drops. Okay, that was as a result of risk off sentiments. Okay, for last week, we started on Wednesday, but early in the week, we actually had some risk on sentiments that actually pushed the Aussie pay to the upside, and also we also see the massive drop on the JPY pace. Okay, early in the week we actually had this weakness on the JPY pace because if this is going up, if the LPX LFX JPY is going up, it actually is actually showing weakness on the JPY, and it's coming down, it's actually showing strength. So we actually saw some weakness on the JPY at Monday, Tuesday. All right, so Wednesday actually made this high. Then on Thursday actually dropped, okay, which actually indicated strength on the JPY due to that will be risk of sentiments. Okay. I would really be looking at some possible risk of sentiments at the market, in the market probably because of the ongoing US China conflict. Okay, disagreement. I would not really call it a war yet because, but it's a conflict that investors will actually take a close look at. Okay, in terms of their position, okay, their positioning. They want to take a close look at. Okay, and also goes with the New Zealand. Okay, the Kiwi had also done something quite similar to what we saw there last week with the Aussie actually dropping here from Wednesday, made this Wednesday high and couldn't break the Wednesday high, and then we had this drop coming into the market. Okay, so that's what we had here, and we had that price was sort of trading with the head of this trend line. Okay, head of this trend line here, and now it has broken the trend line, but we do not know because definitely this is a very huge massive support down here. There's a huge massive support down here, and we could actually see some bounces. So we do not want to start making those conclusions now as to what we want to do with those space, but we want to see the Monday range. Okay, we want to see the Monday range, as also we saw here the Monday range here. Right, so we want to see the Monday range actually coming in and showing us what we want to expect or what we want to see for the week to come. But looking at it from a weekly perspective, in terms of structurally, all right, structurally, we are still in a bullish trend. Okay, structurally, we are still in a bullish trend. Structurally, we are still in a bullish trend because we had a very clear level of structure here, which was resistance and had been broken. All right, so we are still structurally in a bullish trend. All right, structurally, we are in a bullish trend structurally. Um, we have not yet seen some reversal patterns of some sort in any way. So structurally, we are still in a bullish trend. Okay, we are still expecting to still go up further and further. All right. And from a monthly perspective, we have seen that the pay have actually rise 0.65% for the month. Okay, last week actually dropped 0.3% after making high of about 0.8 to 0.9%. Okay, before that drop to 0.3% to close last week at. Okay, so that's what we closed the week at. Between Thursday and Friday, we actually dropped a massive 0.5%. Okay, we dropped massive 0.5%, and on Friday only we actually dropped a massive 0.21%. So it why we actually closed the day as such, because we actually dropped a massive 0.5% because we actually did some pullback here. So I don't know possibly what is going to happen in the week to come, but I would say seriously, I would still be expecting some strength on the CHF. Okay, the Swiss franc actually is showing a bit of strength. Okay, flexing its muscles at the moment because uh, here we had this very strong resistance here, which had been broken. So definitely, I will be looking to capitalize on this actually the more. I will look for means to actually get involved with the CHF and also flexing with the strength which it is coming into the market to actually display at the moment. So structurally, we had this pullback, okay, then we're starting to then rise, okay, with the pace. So if there could be some sort of, I I don't know, guys, okay, I don't know what to expect here, but definitely I want to look for opportunity to actually go long on the CHF. All right, if actually this is going to work or this is going to work, I would gladly stick to any of those trend lines that actually work probably now or in the future. All right, I will gladly do that because at the moment, what I am seeing at the moment, I am starting to see what looks like probably a W formation here. So if we could have a retest of this neckline here, that would be quite awesome, and then we can continue the rally to the upside. So CHF actually have lots of possibilities to continue still rising for next week. And before we go into looking at some of those crossings, okay, before we go into looking at some of those crossings, we would um, possibly look at all those indices, how they react. Okay, so here also we have another okay, indices. We are going to look at the CAD. Okay, how has CAD been faring in the last 4 weeks? The last 4 weeks we had CAD actually make a push to testing this resistance, all right. But from a monthly perspective, with the CAD, we have it that CAD is trying to do what I suspect to be okay an accumulation. All right. Actually, there was this long rally here. All right, rally down here from um, this high. Okay, rally here. So met lower low, lower high. Couldn't make a low. All right, actually contracted here. All right, before then dropping. All right, here trending. All right, breaking the structure here. So I'm expecting CAD to make a correction, which I expect it to make probably back into testing around the 61.8 Fibonacci level, which is inside of this area here. All right, I expect the card to actually make the push into testing this structure. Thereby, I see card actually accumulating here. So once card will start exploring to the upside, I might see card actually make a move then before the drop, if that would happen. But that would be on the longer term. Okay, that would be on the longer term, guys. Okay, I think we spoke about major of the indices. So for the USD, all right, the USD doesn't look like resurrecting at the moment. Doesn't have sign of any resurrection at the moment because USD actually made a wave 5 here. All right, a lot of activities came in here to the market. Wave 5 completed here. I think USD is actually making its way into correcting. All right, I really see a huge possibility for that happening. All right, correcting. So the USD actually still correct back into here before if there could be the next push to the upside. I don't see much possibility of USD actually making majority of the move to the upside from this point where it is. So I see much massive drop on the um, USD. All right, I see a massive drop because if this is a strong structure here. If this could be broken, I think USD is in for a big trouble. All right, so that we also saw that it also affected the pay, and we also had this drop too. Okay, we also had this drop too. So I am really not seeing a resurrection here, but actually we have a very strong support here. So we need to see how the support actually will really act before we will look to. At the moment, we don't have any reason to take a trade of this. Okay, we don't have a reason to take a trade of this. as a result of the USD weakness, we have seen pound not only made push to the upside against the USD, but against some other good currencies because of this. Let me show you guys what is happening here on the pound is astonishing at the moment. I would like to use that word astonishing because one, the pound could either be performing a bullish flag, all right, a bullish flag here, but at the moment it's trading down, all right, it's trading down, guys. It's going down, all right. Create the support here, okay, create the support here, all right, and drop down. So this could actually be a correction before the next drop, but it it's actually trading here, okay, it's actually trading here, all right, trading here, and it's it's quite amazing what it's doing at the moment. I would say it's simply amazing. All right, it's simply amazing. All right, it has really stalled here for quite some time. It has really done that for quite some time. It has really stalled in here for about let's see how many weeks. Right, since the rise breaking this structure, it has already stayed here for 1, 2, 3 weeks so far, and the only high that has been made has been this. The only low has been made has been this. So whatever is happening here is actually tied down to this small range. Okay, the pay actually tied down into this small range, and thereby we have seen how this pay would possibly look to continue rising if it would, but we want to see it break this strong structure here. Okay, we want to see it break this strong structure here. If that could happen, then we'll be in for a trade. I really wouldn't want to share what the CO2 report is actually doing right now. Okay, but in my next video, which I'm going to make about CO2 report, I'm going to show you how those things are happening on the CO2 report. But what I think here is pound is contracting. Okay, it's actually contracting and looking for new directions. Okay, it also happened inside of this area here too, but it's actually contracting, looking for new area. I think, in my opinion, okay, also because of the CO2 report, okay, um, pound should drop. Okay, pound should drop, but when and how? I would want to see pound then rise into this structure. When I have pound rising back into this structure here or this zone here, I would look to open short positions on pound. Okay, that's against uh, a currency that is strong, possibly the CHF or the AUD or the NZD. Okay, so pound has really been going up against the USD of late, and it's actually broken above the 125, which everyone spoke about. Okay, I also spoke about that I don't see a huge possibility of that area holding price because since there was a breakout before, I don't see a huge possibility. So pound is actually still making push to the upside gradually, gradually. All right, gradually, we are seeing pound going up. Okay, after this symmetrical triangle, and pound is still going up. Actually, I believe that pound could be on its way into testing the structure here. I strongly believe with the USD weakness, I possibly see that also happening with the USD weakness. So pound has room to still go up, guys. Has room to still go up, guys. Okay. So let's see how the whole thing affected pound. In terms of risk on, risk off, you can see here that a pound was not really troubled by the risk off sentiments and all the sentiments in the market because pound dropped on Monday, all right, made a push Tuesday, okay, dropped on Monday, right, rose up, okay, dropped to Wednesday low and still continue. So more or less, pound moved in one direction against the USD, moved in one direction against the USD. But if you look at pound against other currency, okay, possibly like the JPY, okay, let's just, wow, the system's lagging, why is it lagging, oh, it's lagging. Okay, possibly against the JPY, let's see how it reacted. Okay, we had pounds make a move on Monday, Tuesday, tried to drop on Wednesday, and also made a high on the Wednesday. And we saw that throughout Thursday, pound drop. Okay, pound drop against JPY, but not really against the USD. So USD at the moment is actually going down. That's why we are continuing to see rise on the pound USD. Also with the pound CHF, okay, um, pound CHF actually with the CHF weakness, okay, strength, all right. We saw on Monday, okay, Tuesday made a high but couldn't make new high. So actually from Tuesday actually dropped down because of CHF strength. Okay, so we are now seeing pound actually capitulating against the CHF. Okay, it's actually trapped in this area. But if we continue to see strength on and the pound and maybe some retracement on the CHF, okay, we might see pound then break above, possibly into trying to test new ground, possibly trying to test this high here before the next direction which we want to see. So possibly I would expect that to come into play. And if that would happen, I think it would be a very nice time to actually open those buy trades. Okay. On Okay, on Wednesday we waited for this to happen. Then on Thursday we opened a small position here, which actually hit our stop loss here because of we saw this trend line here. So we will not be taking any trade action until if the pair can actually break above the structure. If that would happen, we look to go long. And if there could be a break below, okay, then we could look to go short. We'll just have to play the patient game here. Okay, so what do I think of the Euro CHF? Euro CHF, Euro has been strong of late. Okay, Euro has been really strong because here was a little bit of consolidation and broke to the upside and still continuing the rally. But Euro against the CHF has actually been down since Wednesday. Okay, that's because of CHF strength. All right, since Wednesday, and going down, okay, because of CHF strength. So if we could see some weakness on the CHF, we might actually see the euro actually make some push into testing this structure. But looking at it from a higher time frame, um, what I think from a higher time frame, it's I possibly if you could have a test of this structure here, I think that would be a nice time to open a buy trade. Okay. Okay, guys. So what I want to do here is this is quite something to speak about. This is something to speak about because this is a very unique structure in the market. I like to trade this structure basically whenever it comes because this was also a similar structure that happened in the market, and we really took great advantage of that structure, and it really paid off a lot. This was really that structure in the market. And when everyone was starting to expect retracement, what we expected was to look at the market, and when the market would continue to feel, we were ready to actually continue filling with the market, and that was quite awesome. Okay, but everyone was expecting retracement so that they can enter, but rather we were looking for opportunities because here was actually doing what we expected, and that actually continued. So if that would also happen here, we would be looking to still continue going up with the pound against the NZD if and only if we would see um um uh risk off sentiments, okay, come into the market early on Monday. Okay, early on Monday, I think that would be really good. I think that would be really good. But overall, everything looks bearish. So we just need to be careful on how we take trade of this kind of structures here. Okay, everything looks bearish. All right, guys. So if there could be resumption of risk on, all right, from Monday, there could be risk on sentiments coming into play in the market. I think it would be time to actually short the pound against the NZD and also pound against the AUD. All right, because it's also similar here. But Euro JPY, okay, I anticipate this to still continue going up because I expect more of um, weakness, okay, on the JPY. Okay, I expect more of weakness from the JPY. But with the last CO2 report, I really don't see any reasons to actually start shorting the pay. I don't see any reason to start shorting the pay. But even though it's around a very key structure here, which we have. All right, let's just see where we have the market at the moment. Okay, so um, in here we started seeing lots of volatility and lots of volume coming to market with the candles pattern here. All right. Um, Here was the trend line. All right, let's just go down to, okay, was the trend line that was tested, and actually we actually saw a reaction of that zone. We might still see some weakness here, okay, some weakness here, but we'll not be looking to see weakness further. Possibly at around this area, we'll just hop off, we'll just hop off, we'll just hop off, we'll just hop off around this zone, okay? In terms of how price will be moving here. So whenever price will come into this structure, I think that will be a good time to hop up of any trade which we are against the JPY to see how it will react against in this area here. So if we could have price come into this area and we are AUD, JPY buy, okay, we're going to go up. So once price comes in here, we will just close our position or half of a position and then see how price will react in this area here, because that would be when JPY would actually start stretching its muscles into showing strength. So if that could happen for about 2 weeks, I think it would be a nice time to actually look to for JPY's strength to come into play, because why I think so is because from the very beginning of the year, all right, 2020, from the very beginning of the year, which we actually saw the drop, okay, we saw the drop happening here, okay, and this trend line has been, okay, has been working very much well in this year. So we've seen it um, price reacting around the trend line this very year, okay, but this was a huge support here and could actually bounce off here to continue the rally to the upside. So we just need to see how everything is going to fare and just work according to what the market is presenting to us. I think that would be the best thing to do. That would be just the best thing to do, guys. Okay. So we have a daily ATR to the weekly ATR, right? 86 pips. So possibly, let's see, 60 pips. Well, we might just have one more drop. I don't know, but definitely these are key structures in the market. These are key structures which we might want to see price taking out. If those can happen, I think that would be a nice time to look for short opportunities. If this can happen, but around this area here, it would be a good time to long. So possibly ATR 85. So around this area here, if there could be one more drop into this area, would be a nice time to actually open a buy trade. Okay. Let's go into some sentiments and look at what we have. From sentiment space, I like to speak about this with my student that the AUD JPY is actually a barometer pay. Okay, barometer pay, we have AUD JPY as a barometer pay. AUD JPY actually formed what looked like possible double top. Possible double top. I don't know now, okay, but there's a huge possibility that this could actually be a double top here. Okay, we want to see what price would then do this week, because if this would be a double top, I think we can't really short the pay now, okay, but I think this could be a double top. So we just need to see how the market is going to flex its pretty muscles around here. But for um, card this week, I expect not to really trade the card this week in any angle, okay, until there could be a breakout of this. I need to see this high being taken over. Whenever I see this high taken over on the retest, I think it would be a nice time to buy the card. Until that, I don't think it would be a good time to buy the card. Okay. So the cash JPY actually dropped, okay, on Thursday because of JPY strength, all right, but couldn't take out this low. So we had saw price actually correct a little bit about the closing hours. So I think, guys, we might still see some push, okay, some weakness on the JPY, a little bit of accumulation here, automated rally. So possibly I expect this to still go up. So if this would still go up, I think AUD will still go up against JPY. So I really would expect JPY weakness coming into play. So that would be that. I think the most beneficiary will be the CHF JPY, all right? Because CHF should be looking to gather strength. So if this will happen, I think this will be the most beneficiary. I think it should continue to make pushes to the upside to completing the structure which we spoke about. Yeah, I think so. Because we want to see this area being tested if there could be a retest of this low. I see a possible accumulation coming into play. Here, accumulation here. All right, rally, accumulation here, reaccumulation, rally. So this should be reaccumulation. And if this could be reaccumulation, I expect one more drop. I expect rally, then drop, then rally. Or possibly drop into testing this low. All right, guys. I don't know if you have any question. You can drop in the comment section, or you can just unlock your mic and then say hello and then ask your question. Okay, in the absence of any question, I think we'll just call it a day. And I wish you a very successful trading week ahead. And may your pace be above average. And always remember to do your analysis before opening your trades and never trade more than you can actually do. Always with what you can take. I wish you a very successful trading week ahead. Remain blessed.